What's up, this is Squad 2440 with a following Sniper Sound Team Public Works video. Today we'll be grading the gravel parking lot at the football field to prepare for the game later this week. We'll be using the Bobcat, Skidsteer, and the Cat Grader, which is at the job site, and we do have around 6 truckloads of gravel already there for us, which we will be spreading out since a lot of the gravel did disappear over the winter. So we'll be hopping in the Chevy 1500 Silverado. It's a pretty small truck, but it will be able to tow the Skidsteer over there, and I'm very excited to be back here doing some public work videos. I've gotten a lot of requests to do more, so today we will be preparing the parking lot for the first football game for the high school here on the mowing map. I'm very excited to be doing grading. It's a very cool thing to do, and we do have a lot of gravel that we will have to spread out nicely level and prepare the parking lot for all of the vehicles coming later this week. This Bobcat is pretty heavy, and it's at the top of the Silverado towing, but it is still doing a great job, and the truck is squatting just a little. And I also did get a few requests for me to back the skid steers on when we do not have heavy attachments. That will make sure that the vehicle, the skid steer, will not be pulling a wheelie, especially since a lot of the weight is where the engine is and everything like that. But today we do have to be pretty careful that we do not kind of get ourselves in trouble, because the skid steer is pretty low to the ground, and when you do drive over gravel, the tires will sink, everything like that. So we will have to watch out for that. But you guys can see that's a giant pile of gravel, and we also do have 2 truckloads already inside of the truck, which I think we'll be using those first, and if there is extra, we'll leave the pile and come back throughout the season. But there's also a few holes, as you guys can see, all over, so we will also have to kind of fill those in, and I think we'll probably fill those in first, making it a little bit easier, because I think we'll kind of back down there with the dump trucks and unload those, and we do not want to get stuck. I would like to thank you all for the continued support on the daily content. I'm very excited for all the cool daily videos. We'll turn the LED light bar on, and I think we'll kind of come over here. There is one right at the start. Looks like there's 2, so we'll get those first. And we do have the JCB bucket on the skid steer. We are still using this bucket, but I think I will probably take the logo off, or I will kind of just look for a new bucket. And I would also like to thank Wood Metal Farming for making awesome mods. We are using their skid steer and their dump truck, and they also made that pretty cool Chevy truck, which we did use today. They make a lot of cool mods. Go check them out. All the mods will be down below in the description. So we filled in that hole. This one is very large right here, so we'll have to come over here, and might take us a few bucket loads to fill it in. Yeah, it looks like we will need one more bucket load, and you guys can see that when we do drive over the gravel, the bottom of the skid steer will be scraping the gravel, and that will run the risk of us kind of having to bottom out, and the wheels will lose all traction, so we will have to watch out for that. Awesome, looks like we were able to kind of fill in that hole there, and this skid steer also is very large, very powerful. It's much larger than the S160, so that's why a lot of these shops, like the tree services, the lawn care, and the construction company, all upgraded to this stronger, more powerful skid steer. Even though it's a pretty small one, it does do the job. So while it does snow here on the mowing map, the town does bring a lot of the snow from the town to kind of clear the roads. They bring it all over here with dump trucks, and then they also plow out the parking lot. And when you do kind of plow out the parking lot, it does scrape up the gravel, which is not frozen, and that's kind of why we do have a lot of dirt areas. That's all because like the snow plows come through, and they remove some layers of gravel every pass. So it looks like we are unable to fill in that hole, which is a little interesting, and I am also working on a few bugs with it not letting us able to place any kind of placeables. So we'll start this up, and we will kind of back all the way down there, kind of unload both these trucks, take all of the gravel out, and if there's extra, like I was saying, we could either leave a pile here, which I think would be the smartest decision, or we could use it on the other side of the parking lot. But for today, since we are running into that problem of we cannot kind of unload anywhere, we'll kind of just drive through here, but the Cat Grader will easily grade this with no problem. One dump truck pass does a pretty large amount. It looks like there's still just a little bit left, so I kind of emptied it out. We'll kind of bring this down, and like I was saying, guys, I'm very excited to be back here doing public works. I really do like this series, being as realistic as possible, and since the football field is the high schools, it is pretty much town property, and we do have to take care of all of the town property. That's what the public works do, so that's what we are doing today, kind of repairing this, preparing, because there will be probably around 200 cars here. There's going to be the players' cars, parents, and anybody who wants to come watch the football team start the first game. And it is a little bit later on since they did probably have an away game before this, but like I was saying, I'm very excited to be doing this, and looks like we will probably have to use a lot of gravel from the pile. So what I'm thinking is we'll probably start to level out, and then if there is holes, we'll use the Skidsteer with bucket loads and fill it in. That's probably the best thing for us, and hopefully we do not get stuck. We should not really be driving over the gravel with this, but we'll hop in the Cat Grader, one of my new favorite cat equipment. It's overall very useful, very helpful for us, and overall is perfect for the job. We'll lower it down and we'll get started. So we want it to be a pretty thin layer. If it's too thick, then a lot of the tires will probably have a tough time getting through, especially that. But it looks like we are pushing a pretty small pile. Looks like not really grading out too much. Looks like we did do a pretty good job so far. We'll have to come up over here to this section, but usually a lot of these tires on these larger equipment really do pretty much level it out on its own. So take a look at that, guys. We were able to level out this one, actually coming out really good, and we could actually kind of just drive along the pile here and take some and bring it over here to this side. So that's a pretty good idea, but we cannot really be on a slope. Kind of scrape a lot of it over. We are moving a lot. So take a look at that, guys. We are actually doing a really good job so far. It looks like this is a pretty large parking lot, which we are tackling today. Looks like, let's see, we'll kind of have to back up here. I think we'll kind of adjust some at the start. There's a lot we have to fill in over here, but having a new gravel driveway parking lot I thought would be very helpful, and I did not really want to do this until the football season started to prevent the gravel from kind of going away, and it would be very nice and look also very good for the start of the season. We'll raise this up, we'll kind of back up, and like I was saying, I really want to get the start of this really looking good. It looks like there's a lot of areas we will have to fill in, so I think we'll probably drive over here, hop in the skid steer, and we will have to load some more into the bucket and unload in areas. But this skid steer is overall very nice. We'll just turn it off. It's a very loud cat, and overall, take a look at this. So what we will probably do is, we'll probably fill in this little area, but we should not run into the problem of the skid steer kind of getting stuck, since it is a pretty large area, which is already compacted. So next up, I would like to come along the street area. We do not want any over here. We'll kind of come along and clean this up as best we can. And if you guys do have any cool video ideas, drop them down below in the comments. I'm always open to your video ideas. You guys are awesome with giving me great ones. So we cleaned up that really well. That looks pretty cool. So I actually want to kind of start on this section right over here. Wow, we are actually emptying the bucket really well today. I mean, so far the front of this parking lot is going to turn out really well. This might have to be a two-part video just because there's a lot we will have to do to the parking lot to prepare it. And if you guys would like me to do it, let me know. We will probably have to add some lights. Looks like there's only lights on the field, so we'll have to bring some trailers, the light trailers, which we do have. We'll have to bring a few of those down until the town can purchase lights for the field. And take a look at that, guys. We just about got stuck. There's some high spots, so I think we'll kind of clean up a lot of the areas like that, which will be perfect because we do not want to end up getting stuck. And I think that we will need to get a larger bucket. I really would like a larger one. It makes it more efficient and everything like that. So take a look at that, guys. There is a pile here we will have to grade out. And I'm just trying to take a look as close as we can to the ground, trying to do the closest section to us first. Over here, we'll need a few bucket loads. And I think we'll do only a few more, and then we'll hop in the cat grader before we call it a day. But I really do like doing public work videos. The main goal, of course, is to take care of the town properties, like the town hall, the sport fields, the schools, everything like that. That's what they really do, and it's very nice because the town then will not have to contract out the work to other smaller companies. So it looks like this is just a little low, but that's it for the skid steer. I mean, it's actually very nicely done so far. We'll have to do a part 2 doing this entire section over here. There's a lot more dirt, but it does take us a while to do it. We'll hop back in here. We do actually have some left in the bucket over there if we do need it. We'll probably lower it down, try to level it out as best as we can. And I just really want to get the high spots, not too much, just the areas where it really needs to be kind of cleaned up and fixed. So you guys can see that we are pushing a pretty small pile of gravel forward. As we do push it forward, it does fill in some low areas, which is perfect. And there will probably always be a pile at the very end until we kind of clean it up with the skid steer. Awesome, so we got that section cleaned up. Next up in the final section, we just have to do kind of in front over here where we kind of spread some out. But this cat grader is an amazing piece of equipment for the company. It's overall very helpful and also versatile because we could use it to remove any grass. We'll try to drive up here, and look at that, guys. The back actually will remove gravel. I did not actually know that, so we will probably have to kind of call it a day right over here. We'll kind of spread out this section. It wasn't really the best idea for us to drive up there, but I thought it would be a pretty cool thing to do. So hope you guys enjoyed today's video. We did use a cat grader to grade the parking lot with a new gravel. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know if we should do a part 2. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, and subscribe for more.